And back with more Local 6 Midday. This time it's Legal Line with attorney Mark Bryant of the Bryant Law Center, Paducah and Louisville. The topic is personal injury. And before we get into those questions, Mark, I understand that April is somewhat of a special month. If you would, tell us about that.
Yes, I've learned recently that April is National Distracted Driving Month. And so what we try to encourage you to do to cut down on the number of automobile accidents we have in our region is to pay attention when you drive. Slow down. Quit texting, quit talking on the phone, because just a text or a phone call can take so much time away from what you're trying to do, which is drive. That's the same, it's the equivalent of driving while intoxicated. And they can get you in trouble and get you into car wrecks. It can kill you. So just slow down and get where you're going safely.
Speaking of auto accidents, we have someone who asks and says, I was injured in a car accident. I've tried to handle it myself, but I'm finding it a little complicated. Is it too late to hire an attorney if I'm already started in the process?
No, it's not too late. In fact, you really do need to pick up the phone. There have been all kinds of studies that show that people that do it themselves don't get nearly as much money out of insurance companies, because insurance companies will do everything that they can to take advantage of you. They don't build those big buildings by paying out claims. They've got lawyers. You need a lawyer. So no, there's no reason not to do that. And they just don't sign any papers. And of course, the other thing that's really important is when you start dealing with insurance companies, they want to take a statement from you. And just don't do that. You need to talk to a lawyer before any statement's given.
Another viewer says, I was injured when a state worker driving a government vehicle pulled out in front of me. Because it's the government, can I still sue them for personal injury?
Sure, yeah, you can make a claim against the government for that. As long as the government's got insurance, you can make those claims. There are certain instances where, you have to go through the Board of Claims in order to get a recovery. But most of the time, well, like for example, I used to represent the state police. And oddly enough, the state police don't have any insurance on their cruisers. They require the state trooper to have insurance on the cruiser, and as a result, the state troopers have to go out and hire their own lawyers, and the government's saying, well, we'll reimburse you, and it's just kind of a mess. But yeah, you can have a claim against the government, so go ahead and make it.
Another viewer says, I was in a car accident and got hit, which injured my back, and I already had a degenerative disc, so now I'm having to have fusion surgery, which is a lot of money. Would I have a claim even though I already had a bad back?
Well, there's a thing that you learn in torts in first-year law school called the eggshell plaintiff, and in that particular case, it was a guy that had a really thin brain covering, and he got hit, and normally it wouldn't kill anybody else, but it killed him. And the court said, you kind of take them as you get them, and that's the instance right here. Because you had bad back problems, they will take that into consideration as to how much worse injured you were, and that's why it's important to always tell the truth when you go to the doctor. So then they give you your medical history. You got to tell them the truth, because doctors, so often that's the key to what's going to happen. The results you're going to get in a personal injury case. But yes, you can certainly make that claim, and you can certainly be paid for it, and we do it down at our office every single day.
Mark Bryant of the Bryant Law Center, our guest on Part 1 of Local 6 Legal Line, answering personal injury questions. The good news is we've got Part 2 coming up, and we'll also be talking personal injury, but this time with Kevin Shannon of the Bryant Law Center. So stay tuned. Part 2 straight ahead on Local 6 Midday.